Picture this. You are standing at the base of a mountain. It's tall, it's imposing, and it seems impossible to climb. But here's the kicker. You are all alone. No guides, no equipment, just you and your determination. Now, most people would turn back. They would say, it's too hard. I can't do it alone. But not you. You look at that mountain and say, watch me. That is the essence of true success. It's not about having all the resources or support in the world. It's about having the guts to start, the perseverance to continue, and the willpower to finish, all on your own. I have climbed my share of mountains in life. Metaphorical ones, of course. I'm not much of a hiker, but I have faced challenges that seemed insurmountable, obstacles that looked unbeatable. And you know what? I did it alone. Not because I had to, but because I chose to. Because I knew that the sweetest victory is the one you achieve by yourself. Now, do not get me wrong. I am not saying you should push away help when it's offered. That's foolish. What I am saying is that you should not wait for help to come. You should not depend on others to achieve your dreams, because at the end of the day, it's your life, your journey, your mountain to climb. Let me tell you a story. When I was young, I worked as a stock clerk at a department store. Minimum wage, long hours, not much future. But I had dreams, big dreams. I wanted to be successful, to make something of myself. Everyone around me said, kid, you are dreaming too big. Know your place. But I did not listen. I could not afford to listen. Instead, I started reading. Every book I could get my hands on. I would work my shift, then head to the public library and read until they kicked me out. Business, philosophy, psychology, you name it, I read it. I was educating myself, preparing myself for the success I knew was coming. And you know what? It was not easy. There were nights when I was so tired I could barely keep my eyes open. Days when I questioned if it was all worth it. But I kept going. Because I knew that if I wanted to change my life, I had to be the one to do it. Fast forward a few years, and I had started my own business. It was not much at first, just me working out of my tiny apartment. But I had a vision, and I was determined to make it reality. I worked 16-hour days, 7 days a week. I made cold calls until my voice was hoarse. I knocked on doors until my knuckles were sore. And slowly, bit by bit, things started to change. I got my first client, then my second, then my 10th. Before I knew it, I had a thriving business, and you know what the best part was? I did it alone. Every success, every milestone. It was all mine. Now, I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand something fundamental about success. It's not about luck. It's not about connections. It's not about having everything handed to you on a silver platter. It's about having the courage to start, the strength to continue, and the determination to finish all by yourself. When you depend on others for your success, you're putting your dreams in their hands. And that's a dangerous game to play, because no one cares about your dreams as much as you do. No one will work as hard for your success as you will. That's why I say, do it alone. Be your own motivator, your own coach, your own cheerleader. Because when you achieve success on your own terms by your own efforts, there's no feeling like it in the world. Now I can almost hear some of you thinking, but what if I fail? What if I try and it does not work out? Well, let me tell you something about failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every great achievement in history was preceded by countless failures. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he successfully created the light bulb. But do you know what he said about those failures? He said, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that will not work. That's the mindset of a true achiever. Someone who sees failure not as an end, but as a stepping stone to success. When you're doing it alone, you will face failure. It's inevitable. But here's the beautiful thing. When you are alone, you get to define what failure means. You get to decide how long you will let it hold you back. You get to choose when to get back up and try again. And let me tell you, there's incredible power in that. Because when you're not depending on anyone else, when you're not waiting for someone to pick you up or show you the way, you become resilient. You become unstoppable. Think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, I would have succeeded, but my partner let me down, or I could have made it, but I didn't have the right connections? Those are excuses, my friends. And excuses are the nails used to build the house of failure. When you do it alone, you do not have the luxury of excuses. It's all on you. And while that might seem scary at first, it's actually incredibly liberating. Because when you take full responsibility for your life, for your success, for your failures, that's when you truly take control. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Doing it alone is hard. There will be days when you feel like giving up. Days when the mountain seems too high, the road too long. But those are the days that define you. Those are the days when you look in the mirror and say, I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep pushing, keep climbing, keep moving forward. Because here's the truth. Success is not about never falling down. It's about getting up one more time than you fall. It's about having the courage to face your fears, to confront your doubts, and to push through your limitations. And when you do it alone, you develop a kind of inner strength that nothing can shake. You become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. You become unstoppable. Fear? Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of not being good enough. These fears are natural. They are human, but they are also the biggest obstacle standing between you and your dreams. Fear is like a prison. It keeps you locked in your comfort zone, prevents you from taking risks, stops you from reaching your full potential. But here's the thing about this prison. You hold the key. You have the power to unlock the door and step into freedom at any moment. When you decide to do it alone, you are making a powerful statement. You are saying, I refuse to let fear control me. I refuse to let doubt define me. I'm taking charge of my life and I'm going to create the future I want. And let me tell you, that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. That's when you start to find solutions where others see only problems. That's when you start to achieve things that others thought were impossible. I remember when I first started giving speeches, I was terrified. My palms would sweat, my heart would race, and my voice would shake. But I knew that if I wanted to make an impact, if I wanted to change lives, I had to push through that. So what did I do? I practiced. I practiced in front of the mirror. I practiced in empty rooms. I practiced until the words flowed naturally, until the fear turned into excitement. And you know what? The first time I stepped onto a big stage in front of hundreds of people, I was still scared. But I did it anyway, because I knew that on the other side of that fear was growth, was success, was the life I'd always dreamed of. And that's what I want for each and every one of you. I want you to look your fears in the eye and say, you do not control me. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it alone if I have to. Because when you conquer your fears, when you push past your doubts, when you prove to yourself that you can do it alone, that's when you become truly unstoppable. When you are working towards a goal on your own, there's no boss looking over your shoulder, no team depending on you, no external pressure pushing you forward. It's all on you. And that's where self-discipline comes in. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. It's the ability to make yourself do what you know you should do, even when you do not feel like it. It's waking up early to work on your business when you would rather sleep in. It's saying no to that night out with friends so you can study for your degree. It's putting in those extra hours, making those extra calls, going that extra mile even when no one's watching, even when no one would know if you didn't. Success is not about what you do occasionally. It's about what you do consistently. And when you are doing it alone, consistency is everything. I learned this lesson early in my career. When I was building my business, there were plenty of days when I didn't feel motivated. Days when I wanted to sleep in, take it easy, maybe even give up. But I knew that if I gave in to those feelings, if I let my discipline slip, my dreams would slip away too. So I made a decision. I decided that I would show up every single day, no matter what, rain or shine, feeling good or feeling bad, I would put in the work. And you know what? That decision made all the difference. Because success does not care about your feelings. It does not care if you are tired or stressed or discouraged. Success only cares about what you do. And when you have the self-discipline to do what needs to be done day in and day out, that's when you start to see real progress. Now, I know that some of you might be thinking, but it's hard to stay disciplined all the time. It's hard to keep pushing when no one's watching. And you are right, it is hard, but that's exactly why it's so valuable. Anyone can work hard when they are feeling motivated. Anyone can put in effort when they have someone cheering them on, but it's those who can stay disciplined, who can keep pushing forward even when they do not feel like it. Those are the ones who achieve greatness. And here's the beautiful thing about self-discipline. It compounds. Every time you choose to do the hard thing, every time you choose to keep going when you want to quit, you are not just making progress towards your goals. You are also building your character. You are becoming stronger, more resilient, more capable, and before you know it, what once seemed impossible becomes routine. The challenges that once seemed insurmountable become stepping stones, and you become unstoppable. But be real for a moment. Doing it alone is not always glamorous. It's not always exciting. There will be times when you feel lonely, times when you doubt yourself, times when you wonder if it's all worth it. And that's okay. That's normal. In fact, if you are not experiencing those feelings sometimes, you are probably not pushing yourself hard enough. Because growth, real, meaningful growth, happens outside of your comfort zone. The key is to remember why you started in the first place, to keep your eyes on the prize even when the path gets tough, to remind yourself that every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome is making you stronger, better, more capable. And here's something else to remember. Just because you are doing it alone does not mean you have to be alone in every aspect of your life. Surround yourself with positive influences. Read books that inspire you. Listen to podcasts that motivate you. Attend seminars that educate you. Doing it alone does not mean isolating yourself from the world. It means taking full responsibility for your success, for your growth, for your life. It means not waiting for someone else to hand you opportunities, but creating them for yourself. And when you do that, when you take that level of ownership over your life, something amazing happens. You start to see possibilities where others see limitations. You start to find ways where others see only roadblocks. You start to achieve things that others thought were impossible. The only limits that really matter are the ones you place on yourself. And when you decide to do it alone, you are also deciding to break free from those self-imposed limitations. You are deciding to believe in yourself even when no one else does. You are deciding to keep going even when the path ahead seems unclear. You are deciding to be the author of your own story, the master of your own fate. There's no feeling quite like it. The sense of accomplishment you get when you achieve something on your own, when you overcome a challenge by yourself, when you reach a goal through your own efforts, it's indescribable. It's a feeling of pride, of confidence, of self-assurance that no one can take away from you, because you know deep in your bones that you did it. You faced your fears, you pushed through the doubts, you overcame the obstacles, and you did it all on your own. That's the power of doing it alone. That's the strength that comes from self-reliance. That's the confidence that grows from self-sufficiency. Now, I want to address something important. When I say do it alone, I am not suggesting that you should never accept help or support. That would be foolish. What I'm saying is that you shouldn't depend on that help or support. You shouldn't wait for it to come before you start moving towards your goals. The world is full of people waiting for their big break, waiting for someone to give them a chance, waiting for the perfect conditions before they start. But success does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who act, who take initiative, who create their own opportunities. When you adopt the mindset of doing it alone, you become proactive rather than reactive. You do not wait for things to happen. You make them happen. You do not hope for better circumstances. You create better circumstances. And that's when you truly become unstoppable. Because no matter what life throws at you, no matter what obstacles appear in your path, you know that you have the strength, the skills, and the determination to overcome them. When you do it alone, you develop a kind of resilience that's rare in today's world. A resilience that allows you to bounce back from setbacks, to learn from failures, to keep pushing forward no matter what. And in a world that's constantly changing, in a marketplace that's increasingly competitive, that kind of resilience is invaluable. It's what separates the achievers from the dreamers, the successful from the mediocre. When you are not relying on others, when you are charting your own course, you need to be constantly upgrading your skills, expanding your knowledge, improving yourself. In today's world, if you are not growing, you are falling behind. The skills that got you where you are today won't necessarily get you where you want to go tomorrow. The knowledge that served you well in the past might not be sufficient for the challenges of the future. That's why I have always been a voracious reader. That's why I've always sought out new experiences, new perspectives, new ideas. Because I know that my growth is my responsibility. No one else is going to expand my mind for me. No one else is going to upgrade my skills for me. It's all me. And the same is true for you. If you want to succeed on your own terms, if you want to achieve your dreams without depending on others, you need to commit to lifelong learning. You need to be constantly seeking out new knowledge, new skills, new ways of thinking. Read books, attend seminars, take online courses, seek out mentors. Not because you are relying on them for your success, but because you are using them as tools to enhance your own capabilities. Remember, knowledge is power. And when you are doing it alone, you need all the power you can get. The more you know, the more you can do. The more skills you have, the more value you can create. The more perspectives you understand, the more opportunities you can see. Now, I want to talk about something that's often overlooked when discussing success: the power of habits. When you are doing it alone, when you do not have external structures or systems to rely on, your habits become incredibly important. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, as Aristotle said, is not an act, but a habit. And the same is true for success. It's not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do consistently, day in and day out. That's why I have always been a big believer in developing positive habits. Habits of productivity, habits of learning, habits of self-improvement. Because when you have the right habits in place, success becomes almost inevitable. If you have a habit of waking up early and working on your goals for an hour before the rest of the world is even awake, how much progress do you think you will make over time? If you have a habit of reading for an hour every day, how much knowledge do you think you will accumulate over a year? If you have a habit of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone regularly, how much do you think you will grow? These habits might seem small on a day-to-day basis, but over time, they compound. They create massive results. They transform you from who you are into who you want to be. And here's the beautiful thing about habits. Once they are established, they do not require willpower. They become automatic. They become part of who you are. And that's when real change happens. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but it's hard to develop new habits. It's hard to break old patterns. And you are right. It is hard. But remember, we are talking about doing it alone. We are talking about taking control of your life, your success, your future. And that's never going to be easy. But here's the thing. It's worth it, because when you develop the right habits, when you create routines and systems that support your goals, you are essentially putting your success on autopilot. you are creating a foundation for achievement that nothing can shake. Let me give you an example from my own life. Early in my career, I developed a habit of setting aside time every Sunday to plan my week ahead. I would review my goals, set my priorities, and schedule my most important tasks. At first it felt like a chore, but over time it became second nature. And you know what? That simple habit has been one of the biggest contributors to my success. Because when you plan your week, you are not just reacting to what comes your way. You are proactively shaping your time, your energy, your focus. You are ensuring that your most important goals do not get lost in the day-to-day hustle and bustle. And that's the power of habits. They allow you to make progress even when you do not feel motivated. They keep you moving forward even when the path gets tough. They ensure that you are always taking steps towards your goals, even if those steps are small. When you are not relying on others, when you are charting your own course, your mindset becomes your most valuable asset. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant in it will grow. If you plant doubts, fears, and negative thoughts, that's what will flourish. But if you plant confidence, determination, and positive beliefs, that's what will take root and grow. And when you are doing it alone, you need to be very careful about what you are planting in your mental garden. You need to be vigilant about the thoughts you allow to take up residence in your mind, because those thoughts will shape your reality. If you believe that success is possible, you will find a way to make it happen. If you believe that obstacles are opportunities in disguise, you will approach challenges with enthusiasm rather than dread. If you believe that you have what it takes to achieve your dreams, you will find the strength to keep going, even when things get tough. That's why I have always been a big believer in positive self-talk, in affirmations, in visualizing success, not because these things magically make your dreams come true, but because they shape your mindset. They program your brain for success. When you consistently tell yourself, I can do this, when you regularly visualize yourself achieving your goals, when you maintain a positive outlook even in the face of setbacks, you are training your mind to focus on possibilities rather than limitation. You are conditioning yourself to see opportunities where others see only obstacles. And that's a superpower when you're going it alone. Because when you're not depending on others, when you are creating your own path, you need to be able to see possibilities that others miss. You need to be able to find solutions where others see only problem. Now, I'm not talking about blind optimism here. I'm not suggesting that you ignore reality or pretend that challenges do not exist. What I'm talking about is cultivating a growth mindset. A mindset that sees challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. A mindset that believes in your ability to overcome obstacles and achieve your goal. When you're doing it alone, you're going to face setbacks. You are going to encounter obstacles. You are going to have moments of doubt and fear. That's inevitable. But it's your mindset that will determine whether these experiences defeat you or propel you forward. With the right mindset, a setback becomes a setup for a comeback. An obstacle becomes a chance to prove your resilience. A moment of doubt becomes an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to your goals. And that's when you become truly unstoppable, because no external circumstance can defeat someone who refuses to be defeated. No obstacle can stop someone who sees every challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger. Something that's often overlooked when discussing success. The importance of taking care of yourself. When you are doing it alone, when you are pushing hard towards your goals, it's easy to fall into the trap of working nonstop, of sacrificing your health and well-being in pursuit of success. You're your most valuable asset. Your health, your energy, your mental clarity, these are the tools you need to achieve your goals. And if you do not take care of these tools, if you do not maintain them properly, they'll fail you when you need them most. That's why I've always been a big advocate for self-care, for taking time to rest and recharge, for maintaining a healthy balance between work and life, Because success is not just about achieving your goals, it's about being able to enjoy that success when you achieve it. What good is financial success if you have destroyed your health to achieve it? What good is professional success if you have sacrificed all your relationships along the way? True success, lasting success, is holistic. It encompasses all areas of your life. So, as you are pushing hard towards your goals, as you are doing it alone, make sure you are also taking care of yourself. Eat well, exercise regularly, get enough sleep, take time for relaxation and fun, nurture your relationships, feed your soul. When you take care of yourself, you are not just maintaining your most valuable asset, you are also increasing your capacity to achieve. When you are well rested, well nourished, and in a good mental state, you are more creative, more productive, more resilient. You are better equipped to handle challenges and seize opportunities. And that's crucial when you are going it alone, because you need to be operating at your best. You need to be firing on all cylinders. You need to be bringing your A game every single day. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but I do not have time for self-care. I'm too busy working towards my goals. And I get it, I have been there. But here's the thing, self-care is not a luxury. It's not something you do when you have extra time. It's a necessity. It's an investment in your success. Think of it this way, if you had a goose that laid golden eggs, would you work that goose to death? Of course not. You'd take care of it. You'd make sure it was healthy and happy so it could keep producing those golden eggs. Well, you are that goose. Your ability to work hard, to think creatively, to persevere in the face of challenges, those are your golden eggs. And you need to take care of the goose. So as you are pushing towards your goals, as you are doing it alone, make sure you are also taking time to recharge. Make sure you are giving yourself the care and attention you need to perform at your best. Because that's not just good for your health and happiness, it's good for your success too. The power of focus. In today's world, we are bombarded with distractions. Social media, emails, notifications, there's always something vying for our attention. And when you are working towards your goals on your own, these distractions can be deadly. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. And if your focus is scattered, if you are constantly jumping from one thing to another, you will never achieve the level of success you are capable of. That's why I've always been a big believer in the power of deep work, in the ability to focus intensely on one task for extended periods, because that's where real progress happens. That's where breakthroughs occur. That's where you separate yourself from the pack. Anyone can work in short bursts. Anyone can put in a little effort here and there. But it's those who can maintain deep, sustained focus who achieve extraordinary results. It's those who can shut out distractions and dive deep into their work who make real progress towards their goals. And when you are doing it alone, this ability to focus becomes even more critical, because you do not have a team to pick up the slack. You do not have others to handle different aspects of the work. It's all on you. And that means you need to make every minute count. So how do you develop this ability to focus? How do you cultivate the skill of deep work? Well, like any skill, it takes practice, it takes discipline, it takes a commitment to improvement. Start by creating a distraction-free environment. Turn off your phone notifications, close unnecessary browser tabs, find a quiet space where you can work without interruptions. Then, set clear goals for your work sessions. What do you want to accomplish? What progress do you want to make? Having a clear objective helps you maintain focus and gives you a sense of purpose. Next, use techniques like the Pomodoro method, working in focused bursts with short breaks in between. This helps you maintain high levels of concentration without burning out. And most importantly, make deep work a habit. Schedule regular times for focus, uninterrupted work. Treat these times as sacred. Do not let anything or anyone interfere with them. When you develop the ability to focus deeply, you are not just working more efficiently. You are also producing higher quality work. You are coming up with better ideas. You are solving problems more effectively. You are taking your performance to a whole new level. And that's what sets apart those who achieve extraordinary success. That's what allows you to accomplish in a few hours what others might take days to do. That's what gives you the edge when you're going it alone. Something that's often overlooked when discussing success, the importance of celebration. When you are doing it alone, when you are pushing hard towards your goals, it's easy to get so focused on the end result that you forget to celebrate the small victories along the way. Success is a journey, not a destination. And if you are not taking time to acknowledge and celebrate your progress, you are missing out on a powerful source of motivation and satisfaction. If you are always focused on how far you still have to go, if you are always thinking about what you have not achieved yet, it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to lose sight of how far you've come, and that can lead to burnout and demotivation. That's why I have always been a big believer in celebrating milestones, no matter how small. Finished a difficult task, celebrate it. Made progress on a long-term goal, celebrate it. Overcame a challenge, definitely celebrate that. These celebrations do not have to be big or elaborate. They can be as simple as taking a moment to acknowledge your achievement, treating yourself to something you enjoy, sharing your success with a friend or loved one. The important thing is that you are recognizing your progress and giving yourself credit for your hard work. When you celebrate your victories, you are not just making yourself feel good in the moment. You are also reinforcing positive behaviors. You are creating a connection in your brain between hard work and reward. And that makes you more likely to continue putting in the effort, even when things get tough. Moreover, celebrating your progress helps you maintain perspective. It reminds you that you are making headway, even if it sometimes feels slow. It helps you see the bigger picture of your journey towards success. And when you are doing it alone, this kind of perspective is crucial, because there's no one else there to remind you of how far you've come. There's no team to share in your victories or boost your morale when you're feeling down. It's up to you to be your own cheerleader, your own source of encouragement and motivation. So, as you are pushing towards your goals, as you are doing it alone, make sure you are taking time to celebrate your progress. Make sure you are acknowledging your achievements, no matter how small they might seem, because those small victories add up. They build momentum, they fuel your motivation and drive you forward. And before you know it, those small celebrations will lead to big ones. Those minor milestones will turn into major achievements. And you will find yourself not just achieving your goals, but surpassing them. In today's world of instant gratification, we often expect quick results. We want success, and we want it now. But the reality is, true success, lasting success, takes time. It takes persistence. It takes the ability to keep going, even when results aren't immediate. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And when you are doing it alone, when you do not have others to lean on or to keep you accountable, your ability to persist becomes your most valuable asset. Think about any great achievement in history. The invention of the light bulb, the creation of personal computer, the building of great empires. None of these happened overnight. They were the result of persistent effort, of refusing to give up in the face of setbacks and failures. That's why I've always been a big believer in the power of persistence, in the ability to keep going, even when the path ahead seems unclear, even when progress seems slow, even when others might be telling you to give up. Persistence is what separates the achievers from the dreamers. It's what allows you to turn obstacles into opportunities. It's what enables you to learn from your failures and use them as stepping stones to success. And when you are doing it alone, this persistence becomes even more critical, because there's no one else there to pick you up when you fall. There's no team to share the burden when things get tough. It's all on you. So, how do you develop this kind of persistence? How do you cultivate the ability to keep going, even when the going gets tough? First, you need to have a clear vision of what you are working towards. A goal that's so compelling, so inspiring that it pulls you forward even when you feel like giving up. Because when you have a strong enough why, you can endure almost any how. Second, you need to develop a growth mindset to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to learn and grow, to understand that every setback, every failure is just a lesson in disguise. Third, you need to break your big goals down into smaller, manageable steps, because persistence is not about making huge leaps forward every day. It's about making consistent progress no matter how small. And finally, you need to cultivate resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to pick yourself up after a fall, to keep moving forward even when the path ahead seems difficult or unclear. Because here's the thing, when you are doing it alone, there will be times when you want to give up, times when the challenges seem too great, the obstacles too numerous. But it's in these moments that persistence becomes most crucial. It's in these moments that your ability to keep going, to keep pushing forward, will determine your ultimate success. Remember, every great achievement in history was once thought impossible. Every successful person was once a beginner, facing the same doubts and challenges that you face now. The difference is they persisted, they kept going, even when others might have given up. And that's what I want for each and every one of you, to develop that kind of persistence, to cultivate that ability to keep going no matter what. Because when you combine persistence with the other principles we've discussed, focus, self-care, celebration, continuous learning, that's when you become truly unstoppable. That's when you start to achieve things that others thought were impossible. That's when you start to create a level of success that goes beyond what you might have initially imagined for yourself. And the best part, when you achieve that success through your own persistent efforts, when you do it alone, the victory is that much sweeter. The sense of accomplishment is that much greater, because you know deep in your heart that you earned it, that you persisted when others might have quit, that you kept going when the path was difficult. So, as you are pushing towards your goals, as you're doing it alone, remember the power of persistence. Remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Remember that every obstacle overcome, every challenge faced, is making you stronger, more capable, more resilient. And most importantly, remember this, nothing can stop a person who refuses to be stopped. Nothing can defeat someone who persists in the face of adversity. Nothing can hold back an individual who is determined to succeed no matter what. You have that power within you. The power to persist, the power to keep going even when things get tough, the power to achieve your dreams, to create the life you want, to become the person you are meant to be. And when you tap into that power, when you combine it, and when you tap into that power, when you combine it with everything else we've discussed today, the focus, the self-discipline, the continuous learning, the self-care, the celebration of small victories, that's when you truly become unstoppable. That's when you start to see the fruits of your labor, the results of your persistence, the rewards of doing it alone. Remember, my friends, success is not handed to you on a silver platter. It's not something you can borrow or steal. It's something you build day by day, step by step, through your own efforts and determination. And when you achieve it on your own terms, by your own efforts, there's no feeling quite like it in the world. You have everything you need within you to achieve your dreams. You have the power, the potential, the ability to create the life you want. Do not wait for someone else to make it happen. Do not depend on others for your success. Take charge of your life, your future, your destiny, because when you do it alone, when you push through the challenges, overcome the obstacles, and achieve your goals through your own efforts, that's when you truly understand what you are capable of. That's when you discover the incredible strength that lies within you.